Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I want to welcome you to one of my wealth interviews where I sort of peel back the onion and I get a little bit behind the scenes and I talk to some people that have actually gone from rags to riches. Now, what exactly does that mean? I can tell you this, when you're going through a hard time and you can't make your bills, you can literally hardly even feed yourself, and you've got creditors calling you, it is high level stress, guys. Okay. And if you're going through that right now, or you know somebody that's going through right now, this tonight is a story that you definitely want to pay close attention to find out what is possible. What if? What if? Okay, I want you to think about those two words on tonight's broadcast, because what if this could happen for you and your family? Now, I want you to really imagine this. I want you to imagine that you're married, that you have a couple of kids, and that you find yourself going down a rabbit hole into a financial dire straits where you literally have to go to donate blood just to get food so that you can get groceries. Okay. And if you've ever been in a situation where you've actually got little kids to take care of and you're literally on the verge of becoming homeless, guys, that is red alert time where you really have to be able to surrender your pride, surrender your ego, and pull out all stops to be able to turn your life around. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's the unfortunate part of the reality on one side, and the fortunate part of the reality if you actually do that. And the truth be known, I'm just going to share this with you tonight, is that in our particular industry, in the home-based business industry, there's actually only two types of people that actually not only get involved, but actually have success to get to their personal and financial breakthrough. Two types of people, guys, okay? Now, I will tell you that when you take the regular population of the world, okay, all the people that are working the 9-to-5 job, there's only about 10% of the people that are even qualified to be an entrepreneur in the first place. So you might ask yourself, well, Darren, what are the qualities of that person? They're typically on the path of personal development, right? They typically want more. They're typically searchers. They're seekers of truth. They want to find a better way that they can live their life versus waking up in the morning to an alarm clock, going through their routine, showering, getting their kids ready, fighting through traffic, right? Getting to work, answering to a boss, and then fighting traffic all the way home. And quite frankly, by the time they're home, they are so exhausted that they can't do anything else, right? Can anybody relate to that if you're tuning in tonight? Because I know that I certainly can, because that's where I was in corporate America back about 15 years ago or so. And I can tell you that the people that get into our particular industry, two types and two types only. Over here, you have the people that are in a state of transition, okay, transition in their life. They're either in between careers, in between jobs, they got laid off, they just got a divorce, they've just moved. Something is in a transitionary state of their life. And then this side are the people that have reached their breaking point in their life. Either their bills are coming down on them so much, or they've got creditors calling, their home's in foreclosure, their car's being repoed. Something is in a state of bam in their life that pushes them over the edge, and they finally draw a line in the sand and they say, I will no longer stand for this in my life any longer. And they typically go onto the internet to find out what are some of their options. Okay. So you've got transition and breaking point, or a combination of both of those things put together. So if that's you, right? If that's you, if that speaks to you, then that's probably why you're here tonight, to find out more about how this couple literally went from rags to riches, guys. Now, what do I mean by that? Typically, if you can be in a position, you know, keep in mind, the average North American family only makes $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Now, what if you could do double or triple that, right? Some of the months that you're working, and even be in a situation where you had no mortgage, right? And you were traveling around the country in an RV, right? With your family, with 40 different corporate sponsors, with your own products, your own courses, multiple books that you've written, and you had money coming in off the internet. That to me is freedom, right? Now, the couple that you're going to meet tonight, guys, and I want you to take a pen and paper out and take some notes, because I'm sure that they're going to be giving you some golden nuggets tonight. So you want to be paying close attention. So welcome to the call, guys. I'm super, super happy to have you here. Sandra and Luis, guys, I'm so proud of you. Tell us a little bit more about your story.
Thanks for having us on, Darren. Hi, guys.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us here.
So tell us a little bit. I know that people are probably tuning in here and they're wondering, like, how the heck was this possible? Tell us a little bit about, you know, the life that you were in, and what created the spiral to put you into a situation where you were literally at dire straits and you had to be able to donate blood just to pay for your groceries. Tell us a little bit about that story. Take people back to that time.
Sure. Want me to start there?
Yeah.
So I was working online, but it was in an industry, or not an industry, but with a company where we were just kind of being told to keep making a hundreds list and kind of spamming people, like no real leadership skills. And unfortunately, you know, that only works for so long. So literally it started crumbling, like it was not built solid. And so that's kind of what happened. It spiraled so quickly, like so quickly, that all of a sudden we were like, we just can't make ends meet. We have 2 little ones. They have to eat. And I remember it was some tough times. I remember going to bed hungry just to make sure the kids had, you know, full bellies. And that gets me emotional. And so it's one of those things that it just spirals so quickly. But I know from meeting other people, we're not the only ones that, you know, have ever been in that kind of situation. So that's basically what happened. We did not have the right training to work online when we did it back when we first started.
So what were some of the, you know, when you were in that previous business model where they told you to, you know, make a top 100 or a top 200 list, share with us some of the challenges that you were going through, not only to build your business up to recruit new reps, but also to maintain the work that you had already done, and, you know, to when you deal with the attrition that happens every month. So tell us a little bit about some of those struggles that you were going through at that time.
It was pretty crazy because nobody could do what I was doing. I could not duplicate what I was doing. Not everybody works the same. And I was so into everything. Like I knew what I had to do, but I couldn't control what everybody else. So it was like every first of the month was like, oh, here we go again. And it started like becoming so bad, like that I really wanted to give up. It was just like, OMG, is this really what we have to do every month? And I remember he would get so frustrated.
Oh my gosh, I would go crazy. I mean, I think that company literally almost took us to the breaking point where we were going to break up, because I just wasn't seeing, you know, all this time and effort invested, and I wasn't seeing it paying off in a lot of ways. and it was driving me crazy.
Yeah, there was no duplication. I think
yeah, team duplication was huge. It just wasn't happening. It just really wasn't.
So when you were in the time of, you know, building this business, and were you guys full-time or were you part-time? What was the story behind that?
We started hitting the road because of the online income. Okay, that's how we started saying, oh, we could actually live in an RV. We could actually travel around because we were making money online. But literally within 2 months of being on the road, that our whole company, like our whole downline, whatever, just crumbled, and we had to, we didn't have plan B, so we had to scramble.
That was the
and
big
unfortunately, I had to put my ego down and basically, okay, we're going to go to blood donations. I have never been to a blood bank in my life. Like, I've never donated plasma. I never did any of those things before. And to say that we got to that point, it was like quite embarrassing. It was frustrating. I was in we came from a construction background. We were running a business. We were doing 6 figures, and I had gone to that point. So it was definitely tough. It was a hard pill to swallow. Lucky thing, we found a mentor. We wanted to stay online, right? So we found our millionaire mentor, Darren, and Darren has opened up all sorts of opportunities, and that's why we really love him over here at First Class RV Adventures. And
awesome.
I mean, we have just streamlined everything he's taught us. We've basically wrapped it in our business. No matter what we're doing, we do all kinds of things online now, and it's literally because of Darren.
So guys, this is quite just an amazing story. Guys, if you're tuning in right now, I want you to know that what happened here, right, from the donating of the blood, right, to what happened over here, to the 40 different corporate sponsors, traveling around the world in an RV, writing multiple books, creating online courses, online products, and their own reality TV show. Guys, tell us this story. I just blown away. This is just unbelievable.
Man.
Well, basically, like I said, we took, the strategies, and we applied them to First Class RV Adventures, and we had basically a director reach out to us. He said he really liked our energy. He actually found us on our YouTube, which we started because of Millionaire Mentoring.
Yes.
Because we didn't have a YouTube, and we only had like 500, 800 subscribers when they reached out to us, and they're like, oh, we know we were going to do this and that. And we're like, oh, okay, that sounds great. We signed a contract. And then we got sprung on that we actually just filmed a movie with them too. And that's launching here in a couple days at Nomad Fest.
Yeah.
So we're like super excited and grateful for that.
Like, I wanted to add something to this. Like, I remember something you once said, like, you really have to love yourself so much that you believe or don't believe that suffering is normal. And I remember hearing that, and it was like, whoa, yes. And that really helped. Like, I get goosebumps from it, because when I heard you say that, I think that was like my little like light bulb. Like, you know what? Yes, suffering is not normal, and things have to change. How am I going to be an example for these 2 little ones if something doesn't change? So it's so crazy when I hear our story too.
Oh boy, it gets me emotional here. Holy crap. Guys, here's the thing, because, we got people tuning in from all over the world. Keep in mind that this is going out to, there's probably 15,500 followers just on Facebook, and another 4,000 friends, and 5,000 people in Quantum Millionaire, another 700 people in Fast Track to Freedom, and 10,000 people on one list, and 2,000 people in Black Ops Underground. This is such an inspiration. And I want for you guys to share a couple of what made that shift from this side over to this side, because you obviously had to believe that it was even possible in the first place. I know that you guys attended numerous Millionaire Mentoring sessions. You were always showing up. But talk to us a little bit about this mindset shift that had to take place for you to be able to manifest this into your reality.
Yeah, that mindset, it was key. The mindset of knowing, like, it was like something has to give. We can't continue this. We can't show our kids this example. And I think the kids really were a huge thing for me as a mom. Like, our kids, like, how are we going to raise them seeing this? I did not want them to grow up thinking that this was normal, you know, and really putting that belief, like, I was like, if I look at my kids, I tell them that they could do anything. So what makes me believe that we can't do everything that we put our mind to? Because how am I going to teach these two if I'm not even listening to myself?
I think at the end of the day, for me anyway, I come from a construction background. I had no idea what I was doing online or what should I be doing or anything like that. And it literally, not only that mindset shift, but it was like stepping into your power. Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I have to do. No excuses. Let's just do it, you know? And I had to learn from scratch, you know, and we're constantly learning. But if it wasn't for that personal development, guys, I'm telling you right now, I mean, if I go through my life history, there was personal development sprinkled throughout. I just didn't know it was called personal development, you know? And Sandra, she started brainwashing me with all these books and all this knowledge and all this stuff. And it really just started changing the way I think, acted, how I presented myself. And I really think that everybody needs to step into that power in order to get that, go from one side to the other mindset shift.
You know, like I tell people all the time that our particular industry, if you want to be an entrepreneur, right? If you want to be an entrepreneur, that it really is a personal development business, right? It's a personal development industry because it's about stepping into your power and stepping into leadership, right? And, you know, a buddy of mine's an entrepreneur as well, right? And I just finished my renovation and he came over to take a look at it because he's also into construction. But this back here says an entrepreneur is a person who's up late working 100 hours for themselves so they don't have to work 40 hours for someone else. And that really, truly, guys, I'm telling you, especially in the beginning, right, when you're just first starting, you got to be prepared to put in those personal sacrifices so that you can get to this, right? It's the front end inertia of breaking inertia that propels you to that next level. That's what I believe, okay? Because I know that when we rolled out Black Ops Millionaire Mentoring as an example, I do multiple different income streams, but I had 13 all-nighters that first 30 days, but I made $165,000 that month, guys, okay? Now, would I do that every single month? Hell no. No, I wouldn't. But if you do it and you can show people that what can actually be done, right? You can blaze a trail and lead by example, then at least you can show them what's possible, right? And it's those personal sacrifices on what are you prepared to just give up for a little while, whether that's TV or going out with your friends on Friday and Saturday night. A lot of people work full-time jobs, but I can tell you that I actually did a test last week because I wanted to see if this was actually possible. And this is one of the things that I'm going to be teaching is income producing activities in a compressed period of time. So what I did was I took 2 hours, okay, 2 hours with Facebook, and I just reached out, right? Because keep in mind, our business is truly about relationships, guys. in case you didn't know that, any type of home-based business, whether it's networking, MLM, direct sales, affiliate marketing, right? It's really truly about relationships. So I reached out to like 29 people just to say hello. Out of those 29 people, I had 17 actual chat conversations. I think actually 3 people of them actually got onto here, which was Facebook Messenger phone. Okay. And during that course of that little 2-hour period of time, within 48 hours later, okay, from the work that I did right here, I made $7,800. So it's definitely possible, because I wanted to see, could I, in a compressed period of time, those are things that you're going to learn, just so you know, in the 30-day Millionaire Mentoring Intensive that we do. I'm going to show you what I did during this time, right? And keep in mind, the average North American family only makes $3 to $5 grand per month. I wanted to see if I could do that, okay, so that I had data that I could share on what were the actual action steps that I took in order to get those results, okay? So typically what happens in our business when you first start, you've got this compression point that it takes to get to what's called inertia. You've got to have this momentum, pow. And typically from what I've done over and over and over the course of time, I can tell you that if you follow the strategies, it typically takes 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks of concentrated, focused momentum to pow, to break the inertia, and then pop, 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 right? And then once you have that rolling, the work that you do, like last month, 4 or 5 weeks ago, is a snowball into this month, and it keeps on going all the way along, right? And it's very important that you don't take your foot off the gas. And that's a problem that a lot of people have, is it's kind of like pumping water. So you're pumping, 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 and the water gets all the way up here, and then you go, oh, okay, I'm going to take a week off. Woo! And that goes all the way back down. And then you're starting all over again. So you've got to keep your pedal to the metal. Now, tell me, guys, is that what you found from, you went through Millionaire Mentoring, you applied these strategies, but as you work these strategies into your business, is that what you guys find? These concentrated, focused energy points, right, of income producing activities, but it's the momentum that gets you really going.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that momentum. And there was times that we were guilty of, like you said, you get to the top of the pump and we would kind of slow it down, and then we'd have to start again. So that compression, and it's something that now, in the beginning we didn't fully grasp it, and now it's like, yeah, that's totally what it is. You got to keep pedaling, and then it all compresses and literally is just like, boom. Starts flowing.
I know that for me, when I first got started, and Luis, maybe you can share a little bit about your experience, because I know that you come from construction. I actually had 0 tech skills, like none. I'd never ever used a computer, guys. Okay, if you're tuning in here, this is a true story that I never used a computer in school. Okay. They didn't even have computers back when I don't even think they existed back when I was in school, going through high school. And I never took typing. Okay. So when I looked at my computer, it had all these different rabbit holes. Okay. And all the numbers and symbols and everything else. Right. And not only did I not know how to type, I had never done anything on the internet before, and people kept talking about Facebook. So now I've got all of these numbers and symbols, and then I've got all these different rabbit holes on Facebook. And quite frankly, guys, there was times where I just wanted to take my computer and smash it and throw it out the window, right? Because I didn't know anything. I had no skills, 0 skills, okay? But what I learned how to do, okay, was this: chicken pecker typer. That's all I could do, guys. Okay. And even still to this day, right, after you know, some of the stories that have happened, not only for my students, but, you know, being in a situation where probably generated $1.6 million on the internet with no paid ads, was all with this, right? And this right here, because Facebook allows you through their messenger, there's a little phone thing on there. And all you got to do is say, you know, hey, you know, instead of typing, why don't we just connect on Facebook phone, right? Because I type with 2 fingers. I'm a chicken pecker typer. And then I send a little picture of a, you know, a chicken pecking on a computer, and they laugh. And next thing you know, we're talking, and it's like we've known each other forever. But let me ask you this, Luis, what was your experience coming from construction?
Good God. Actually, Sandra makes fun of me all the time. I am so techie. She calls me Mr. Tech, and I do not know how to use a computer. Oh my gosh, she laughs. Like, thank God she is good at using a computer, because I am a chicken pecker too. And yeah, I have used, oh my gosh, the messenger. That is like my go-to. I actually wrote my book with that messenger app, where you could just talk into it and it just transcribes everything that you say. I wrote my book like that, and I found it a hell of a lot faster than sitting there on my computer typing one button at a time. But when we did get into Black Ops and stuff, we actually, oh my gosh, you remember the nights that we had? Like, we were breaking night, guys, to get this information. Okay, I mean, like she said, we didn't have any leadership skills. So when we found Black Ops and we saw all the information, right, found Darren Little, we were like, oh my, like literally breaking night to get the information, guys. And we just had notes, like 7 pages of notes and all kinds of stuff. And we just took that information and applied it. And that part is not difficult.
You know, a lot of times I know that I talk about, you know, how we create the reality, and the wave particle theory, and manifestation, and how we actually, through our thoughts, words, and emotions, speak our reality into existence. And I know that watching this sort of evolution with you two, I noticed that you guys really pick that up, right? You really, really pick that up. And
Yes.
you really started to apply that into now creating this phenomenal reality that you have with corporate sponsors and, you know, traveling around in your RV. Tell us a little bit about that shift that you guys went through as far as really applying that part.
I make fun of her all the time, because when we first started our brand, First Class RV Adventures, I told Sandra, I looked at her and I said, man, this would be a great reality show. I mean, there's so many things constantly happening. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be a perfect, the good, the bad, and ugly, right? And we manifested that.
Yeah, we definitely learned about control, like you said, like that. I think that's one of the biggest thing. There's so much that we have learned, and obviously because it wouldn't have happened to where we are now, but learning how to really, really control those darn emotions that are so easy to, you know, to just like you start going downward and to feed onto the negative, or if you hear something negative or you're around somebody that says something negative. I remember it getting to the point, like, we have the right to safeguard our energy, like to make sure that our emotions are under control, because if they're not, man, does that spiral. And that's something huge that we learned from you. Like, we have the whole right to control when somebody's having a negative conversation. I'm the type that will be like, oh, I'm going to excuse myself. Like, that's how much I really value of being in control of my emotions.
Wow. Guys, what I want to do right now, if you're just tuning in, I want to share with you what's possible. Okay, what's possible. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to just take you a little bit behind the scenes to share with you some of these incredible, amazing testimonials from some of the people that have gone through this 30-day intensive. The top income earners have gone through at least 1 or 2 of my Millionaire Mentoring Intensive. This particular one is called Fast Track to Freedom. And what I do 2 times per week for between 2 and 3 hour sessions is I show you what I do. I actually share my screen with you and I create my content. I show you where I'm going to put it. I show you how I generate my leads. What do I say to the people, and how I start creating $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 days or higher. Okay. But it's not just me. Here's a great example of Jennifer and Jose, and they went from an eviction notice in 2 days without water, okay, with 6 children. Okay, they're like the Spanish Brady Bunch, and they literally went from that to over $100,000 online in 12 months, and now they have their own advertising agency. And it's a phenomenal thing to see these people step into their true power and their true greatness. Now, a lot of people will say to me, well, Darren, well, what about offline? Like I've got a real estate business or a mortgage business, or I'm in the car industry. Emily Ching made an extra $120,000 in real estate commissions in 12 months with Millionaire Mentoring. But the cool thing is that she now has multiple different income streams, including various different ones on the internet. Now she's a speaker and trainer for other realtors to show them how to become a master of social media instead of going out buying leads and paying for fridge magnets and notepads and all the rest of the things that people do, bus benches and everything else. She's actually been able to do that to become the attractor factor so that people are contacting her, right? This is offline. That's an offline real estate business. Here's another great story. Danny Joshi, when he met me, he was $50,000 in debt, and he generated $140,000 online in his very first year, okay? In his very first year, guys. Now he's gone on to multiple different income streams, and he's actually taken these principles to start to expand into even bigger bigger yearly incomes than that. So it gives you an idea of what's possible. And he's like only about 24, 25 years old, right? So it gives you an idea. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how much experience that you've had. What matters is that you show up and that you're coachable. And a lot of that has to do with just surrendering your pride, surrender your ego, and just be willing to listen to the steps that we teach. This is a phenomenal story. Charlene Savage, she was a single mother. She was actually living off her credit cards. Okay, she had no money at all. She was buying groceries and paying interest just to eat. And within her first 12 months, she made $175,000. Now she's over in Australia, and for her over in Australia, that's probably $240,000 in her very first year. Her first month in Millionaire Mentoring, she made 18 grand. Okay, that gives you an idea what's possible, and that's what I want you to really think about today. This is a story, a typical story of somebody that gets pulled down the wrong type of rabbit hole of upgrade and buy more traffic. Billy Inalis, great friend of mine over in Toronto, and he went so far down that he had to start washing cars just to make ends meet so he could feed his family. And in his very first year, he made $140,000 in Millionaire Mentoring. Another great story here. I just actually interviewed this guy last night, Jay Alfredo, and a lot of people say, well, Darren, I don't have any money. Well, he was only making $160 a month, okay, working a full-time job in Mexico. And he's made almost $100,000 in timeshare sales, right? And it's something that he'd never even been in before. So he took Millionaire Mentoring and he transferred all of the strategies, just like Sandra and Luis did with what they did, and he transferred them over to timeshare sales, but now he's also got multiple income streams on the internet. And I think that the total last night that we calculated was over $140,000 that he's made so far just from Millionaire Mentoring. It's completely transformed his life, guys. This is actually my son, Drayson Little, and he's currently 19 years old. And he called me a couple, probably about 3 weeks ago, and he said, Dad, I just want to let you know, I took some of the strategies that you taught when I taught him back when he was about 16, and his first 2 weeks, he made $2,069. But he wanted to tell me that he took the principles that I do and he applied it to something that he was doing with Shopify. And in a 10-day period of time, he made $4,000 US. And keep in mind, he goes to university full time. So he's doing it on a very casual part-time basis. So that gives you an idea of what's possible. Those are some of my students. Now, imagine this. Imagine that you're on a live broadcast like that. That is called Zoom software. And you can see me in the top left-hand corner, but I do that picture like that so you can get an idea of what the class might look like. But typically when I'm speaking on a full screen, and then I zoom back out. If anybody has any questions, they put up their hand, and then it goes into a one-on-one type of situation. So it's basically you talking directly to me, and we deal with whatever it is that you don't understand. And then I can continue to share my screen to teach the rest of the class. But you can see that, you know, a lot of those people are taking notes. They've got their head down, right? So, you know, it's live and interactive the whole time. Now, what I'm going to be doing in this particular rollout, guys, and it was actually supposed to start this Monday, but it was Thanksgiving here in Canada. My mom called me and she said, you coming over for Thanksgiving dinner? And I didn't even realize it was Thanksgiving. So it's actually starting this next week on the 15th, right? And it will run for 30 days, twice per week. Okay, so it'll be Monday nights, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and then Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because we got people in the UK, we got people in Australia, we got people in Europe. So I wanted to do 2 alternate time zones so that everybody can get the value, and the sessions will be recorded, okay, so that you can see them after the fact, and you'll be able to get access to them for the whole 30 days that you're on board. Now, what would it be like for you if you knew exactly what to do? Now, keep in mind, guys, I did this all with no paid ads, okay? No paid ads, just Facebook. Facebook strategies, these broadcast strategies that I do, these are all free things that are going on right now with YouTube, with Google Hangouts, right? And then social media. And I show you how to leverage all these different platforms. But what would it be like for you if you knew what to do in a 5-day period of time to make over $24,000? You literally can turn Facebook into your personal ATM machine. What if in a 4-day period of time, you could generate over 36 grand, almost $37,000, right? Those are live screenshots from my PayPal that give you an idea of what's possible. And 95% is mindset. 95, and I'm not kidding. It's only 5% strategy. 95% is in your head on whether or not you will have success or failure. And that's where mastering your mind and mastering your self-talk and mastering your emotions becomes so important. What if in a 14 hours, you could generate 17,500? These are all live screenshots, guys, from my PayPal that shows you what's possible, right? What if you could be in a situation where you knew exactly what to do, right? Exactly what to do so that you weren't one of these people. Okay, so why did people fail in the first place? Well, they've already been through their top 200 list. Okay, if you're in conventional home-based business of networking or MLM or whatever, they tell you to make a list of your friends and family. They don't know how to generate quality leads. Why is that? The reason is because they're pitching their business and they don't understand the pain model that you generate leads by helping people solve their pain. That's how you generate a lead. You provide a solution to their problem, and that's what we're going to teach you how to do. They also don't understand the psychology of their buyer. What makes a person buy in the first place? You've got to understand that people typically do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And they also do business with people that they're either like or that they aspire to be like. And you have to understand there's different types of people, okay? And you have to be the chameleon and learn how to morph into your prospect. They also don't know how to recruit new reps because they're trying to convince people, okay? That's not the business model, guys. You've got to learn how to ask questions and listen to your prospect. They also don't know how to close and upsell to higher ticket products. A lot of companies have various different packages, but the top income earners know how to close one particular product and then upsell the person to higher ticket products. And that's truly where the big money is. If you ever really want to make big money in any type of online or affiliate marketing, you better be learning how to upsell to higher ticket products. They also don't know what type of content to create, that you're providing value to people without pitching your business and posting links all over the internet and in groups. That is truly the fastest way to repel your prospects, just so you know, is through spamming them. Okay, so you're going to not fall into that category for sure. They also don't have enough cash flow or marketing budget if they wanted to roll out a marketing and advertising campaign. What we do is we show you how to generate a marketing and advertising campaign, how to generate cash flow by providing value on the front end. And they make no money, right? Most people, just so you know, so you guys know what the numbers are, it's only 0.1% that actually make $400 a month or more in the entire industry, all the companies combined, okay? So if the person doesn't make any money, they don't believe that they can actually get somebody in their business if they don't have an income story. And it's not true. But because they believe that to be true, it becomes true for them. So they get no team duplication, right? If you're not making money, how are you going to teach somebody else how to make money? Think about that. There's a way to get around that. They also have no millionaire mentor, so they try and wing it on their own. That's kind of like trying to peer in through a window, right? And you don't really know what you're doing, if it's right or wrong. You're kind of guessing on different strategies, and people can blow a lot of money doing that. Now, if they're online, all they're told to do is to upgrade to higher ticket products and buy traffic. And that right there is literally the fastest ticket to bankruptcy. I'm not kidding you. This is why I show the free strategies and I show exactly what I do and how I do it. But all of those income stories that you see are from people that have mastered the skills of people. People are your commodity in our industry, guys. Now, the strategies that I'm going to be teaching have allowed me to make as much as $165,058.87 in 30 days without spending a single penny on paid ads. Now, I will be honest with you guys here on that particular month, okay? I did 13 all-nighters, okay? And I'm not gonna tell you that I didn't bust my butt, because I did. And an all-nighter would be, you know, me working all the way through the night until the sun started to come up, and then I would go to sleep for 4 or 5 hours, and I would get up and do it all over again. But it's not obviously something that I would do every single month, but I wanted to show people that it is possible. You know, keep in mind the average North American only makes 3 to 5 grand a month. So I wanted to show what you could do, right? What's possible in a short period of time, like a 30-day period. Now, what if I taught you how to become the attractor factor? So people literally lined up with credit card in hand wanting to join your business. Once you learn the strategies that we teach, guys, people show up, right, as qualified buyers. They show up from reading your content. They show up because they see you as a leader, right? That's called the attractor factor. What if I showed you how to generate unlimited leads for free for any business using Facebook? Now, keep in mind, Facebook literally has hundreds and hundreds of millions of people that you have access to. And there's tools that we use that are free that you can actually pick likes of things that you think that they would like. Our particular industry is personal development. And you can pick things that you know are things that your target buyer likes, and you've got your leads right there. An unlimited number of leads for any business. What if I taught you how to get explosive team duplication with, first of all, free strategies? Because I believe that you have to master the free strategies first in order to then move into the paid strategies. Because a lot of people will spend money on the paid strategies and the people show up and they don't know what to do with them. They don't know what to do with them. So they'll go spend a bunch of money. Maybe they generate 5,000 leads, but they still don't understand what to do to close those people. So they end up wasting away their money. And I do not recommend that. That's why I teach the free strategies first, so you master the skills. So when you use the paid strategies, it's going to go into the right place. What if I taught you how to create the right type of engaging Facebook content that creates interaction with people, and taught you how to recruit new reps into any business? Okay, any business, doesn't matter if you're in weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, legal, power, energy drinks, in 6 to 45 minutes. And people actually watch me do it live. What if I gave you access to a private Facebook group that had a ton more marketing secrets, interviews, value that you could apply to your business? What if I taught you how to build a business without even having to even talk to any of your friends and family? What if you could actually build a business and you didn't have to go to your parents and your grandparents and your cousin, your uncle, and the person next door? What if you could learn how to get people to say yes to whatever it is that you're marketing or selling? Imagine what that would feel like if every person that you talk to said yes. Or how to leverage the power of outsourcing, right? Like, I don't have tech skills, right? I don't have the ability to do Photoshop or to do three-dimensional graphics flying with videos, but I can show you how to get those things for literally pennies on the dollar through some of my contacts in India, right? It'll literally save you tens of thousands of dollars there. What about how to position yourself as an authority expert that people want to follow, and how I personally recruited 257 people and built a downline of 2,618 people in less than 30 days in one single business alone. And what if I could show you how to make commissions while you were sleeping? So you went to bed and your clones that were out there on the internet were creating income for you. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm rolling out this 30-day Millionaire Mentoring Intensive, and this is going to be multiple times per week. And I can tell you that students that have actually gone through this intensive, okay, have made as much as 45 grand in profit their very first month, okay? And these are real numbers, guys. I want you to know I don't just throw these numbers out there to try to make them sound big. This is really what people pay $1,000 an hour to get access to Millionaire Mentoring. So the value on that particular thing is 22 grand, okay? And those are real actual numbers, right? This isn't a number that I'm just throwing out there and making up. What if I could show you how to generate unlimited leads for free? Now, I will tell you that people literally spend tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to show you how I was able to generate over 50,000 leads. 50,000 for free using Facebook. And I go into this in great detail and not only show you how to search for the people, but how to create content that makes your content go viral so that your people actually become your ambassadors or your promoters that start promoting your brand. That right there is a $1,997 value. Now, what if I could show you how I roll out a successful campaign on Facebook using both Facebook and email, some of the free tools that I talk about, like Google Hangouts, YouTube, Facebook groups, Aweber, WordPress, different plugins that I use on WordPress that make it very easy so that not only do you get branded as a leader, but your whole team can promote you at the same time, but they can still get paid, right? That's the power. But you're going to learn the psychology of selling, how to write copy that recruits new reps on autopilot. I've done situations where I've written copy. Copy is the printing that you read in an email or the printing that you read in a Facebook post. And with a single email, I've been able to recruit as many as 72 reps with one email, okay? And you're going to learn those strategies to be able to pack webinars and to have people literally throwing money at you wanting to join your business. That right there is a $2,997 value. Then I'm going to teach you how to never get rejected ever again. That means you're never going to be in a position where people push you away and put you down and pummel your dream down to the ground. What I do is I show you exactly what to say, okay? Exactly, line by line. And this comes from 3 decades of literally a school of hard knocks, right? Because I had to learn it through trial and error. But I've used these strategies to personally raise tens of millions of dollars in venture capital. You're going to learn how to get people to say yes to your offer and turn your fans into your promoters. That's where your fans that aren't even in your company, they don't even work in your business, they start sharing your content on their wall, in their groups, and they help broadcast your brand out all over the internet, right? And they're not even doing it because they're doing it because they actually support you and like your brand. They're not doing it to try to get any money. These people are actually doing it for free just because they support you on your path. That's another $1,997 value there. Now I'm going to also teach you a formula that I generated on how to recruit new reps in minutes. And you're going to actually watch me do this live, okay? So I'm going to create the content. It's going to generate the leads. And I'm going to say, okay, now you're going to watch me go get the money live, okay? And I'm going to share my calls with you. So in the event that I'm actually talking to a prospect, I'm going to put it onto speakerphone so that you can listen to the entire conversation. Okay, it's phenomenal when you get to actually do that with 7-figure income earner, because you're going to learn about tone, you're going to learn about inflection, you're going to learn about volume, and you're going to learn about questions, and you're going to learn about silence. And silence has a massive impact that people don't even comprehend. They don't even understand the power of silence and what it can do for your business. You're going to learn how to get explosive team duplication with this particular strategy. That's another $2,997 value right there. And I'm going to show you exactly how to set this whole thing up so that you can make money while you sleep. That means when you go to bed and you get up in the morning, you're already sitting on income when you wake up, okay? And sometimes when I wake up, I've made as much as $20,000 while I was sleeping before I even got out of bed with complete automation. Okay, that means I didn't talk to those people, but my value talked to the people. My cloned copies of me talked to the people, not me physically, okay? Not me physically. So I had a situation as an example where I was going away for 2.5 weeks to vacation with my parents in Maui. They go for 3 months, and I went to visit them. And I was leaving on the 4th of February. So on the 3rd of February, I did a launch event. Okay, I did a launch event. And during the time, now keep in mind, the next day I was on a plane. During the time that I was away on vacation, golfing, sitting by the pool, there was days that I did $6,000 in sales, $9,000 in sales. And that month, where 2.5 weeks I was on vacation, I still had a $47,000 month, guys. So that's what's possible. That's another $1,997 value there. And I'm going to give you all my contacts. So a lot of people will blow money on the wrong type of, designers, copywriters. They they end up blowing the money because they don't have the professionals that can get the job done. I'm going to show you and give you my contacts. The tech people I use, the graphic designers, the 3D graphics people, the bloggers, the copywriters, you're going to get access directly to my personal contacts. That's another $2,000 value there. And that will save you so much wasted time and effort. Okay. And the thing that I'm going to share with you guys is you have to start putting value on your personal time, right? A lot of people will drive across town and they'll go to another mall. They don't take into account all the gas that they've used and all the time that they've wasted to save $5, right? They don't give any value to their time. And you've got to learn how to start valuing the time that you spend. I'm also going to give you my personal traffic sources when you want to start scaling up your business, because a lot of times people will spend thousands of dollars and they don't even realize that it's totally fake traffic. That means those aren't real eyeballs that are showing up. They're just emails loaded into your autoresponder, and they're fake. They use bots to scrape them off the internet, and they upload them into your autoresponder. And they typically show up like bam, 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 or email, or one shows up and then 10 seconds later, another one gets deposited, 10 seconds later, another one gets deposited. That is completely fake traffic. And there's people that will literally blow tens of thousands of dollars thinking that they actually sent traffic to their offer, but they didn't even send any. That's another $997 value there, and you can save tons with that. Now, the maximum people that I'm going to be working with during this intensive are 100 people, okay? So you're going to get the 30 days of intensive, okay? So that's 4 to 6 hours per week. You're going to get the how to generate unlimited leads for free. Okay, that's 22 grand for the Millionaire Mentoring, $1997 for the lead generation. How to write copy that sells, $2,997 there. How to never get rejected ever again, $1,997 there. How to make money while you're sleeping, $1,997 there. Live recruiting training, where I show you how to recruit new reps in minutes. That's $2,997 there. Fast track contacts, that's another 2 grand. High converting traffic source is $997. The total value, guys, that you get is over 34 grand. And I can tell you that even at that price, that is actually cheap compared to, you know, some of the millionaire mentors that are out there that will charge you $25,000 per day, or 25 grand for a weekend, right? 50,000 if you want to actually learn all of their secrets that we teach. So that's actually, compared to other millionaire mentors in the market, is actually quite a low price for what we actually offer. But you're not going to have to pay that, okay? In fact, you're not going to have to pay 25 grand or 20 or 15 or 10 or 5 or even 4, 3 or 2. I'm going to do this because I want to help you guys. I truly want to help you to step into your power, step into your greatness, and I want to make it so that you can afford it. And I can tell you that even people that were completely homeless figured out how to do this to get the money to get into Millionaire Mentoring. Month 6, they had a $20,000 month. And a couple of years later, they were the CEO of their own network marketing company. So that's what's possible, okay? And I'm only going to take 100 spots, maximum. Once that's done, I'm shutting down the shopping cart, but it starts this next coming Monday. Now, you're going to be able to literally learn how to start making commissions while you sleep, guys, while you sleep. And that's really powerful when you get up to money. This is one particular campaign that I rolled out that generated $521,820. And I'm going to show you how I actually did that. Now, the deadline for activation is going to be this Sunday, October 14th at midnight PST. Remember, there's only 100 spots. Once they're gone, shopping cart comes down and it's closed. And I do that for a reason, because I want it to be personal. I want to be able to have interactive time with the people that are on the broadcast. So it's not like you're with tens of thousands of people. It's a group. It's very easy to interact. and you can get some personal time during that thing. So what are your options? You can say, you know what, Darren, I'm not really interested in millionaire mentoring. Thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of success. The second option is if you want to take a test drive, you want to just kind of get an idea of some of the content that I will be covering, some of the value, you can go to getspeedrecruiting.com. And for 97 bucks, you can actually get about an hour and a half worth of value to see what some of the content will be talking about. I talk a little bit about, you know, thoughts and words and emotions and the pain of the market and how to actually be able to become a top income earner by stepping into leadership, right? So getspeedrecruiting.com. That's option number 2. Now, option number 3 is that you can be one of the 100 families. You can get access to $34,985 in bonuses, including 30 days in Millionaire Mentoring, multiple times per week for only $997. And quite frankly, guys, I go to the end of the earth for my students. Okay, you can ask around in the industry and people will tell you that I really go the distance in these trainings to make sure that you truly understand what to do and how to do it step by step. So remember, Sunday, October 14th, midnight Pacific, that is the deadline for that. And it's truly, this is your chance, guys, to create freedom for you and your family. And I'm not kidding you. I literally have dozens and dozens and dozens of students all over the world that have gone from rags to riches, okay? I've trained tens of thousands of people, but the people that truly go to the top are the people that are either in a state of transition right now, state of transition in their life, or they have reached a breaking point, or a combination of those two things. So you got to ask yourself, is that you? Is that you? Are you in a state of transition, or have you reached a breaking point in your life? Now, if you click the link right underneath the video, there's a link to PayPal. You know, right, it goes right to your login, I believe, and then you just hit, you know, your email and go into that. It's $997. Once the spots are gone, guys, and I can tell you they go super fast when I do these launches. I want to give you a little gift here tonight, and that's to my book called MLM Affiliate Magic, that will really help you to fast track your way to the top. Because once you learn these strategies, you will literally never have to worry about money ever again. You can make money on demand. Spots go super fast here, guys. But you can get a copy of my training manual. It's valued at $197. And if you just go to darrenlittle.com, there's actually a lot more value there about the industry and mindset and the subconscious mind and, you know, what my story when I first got started in this industry. And it will really help you in any business, just so that you can get a little bit more value for showing up here tonight. So guys, I am really, really excited here. I want to go back here to Sandra and Luis here. Guys, share with us a couple of, you know, thoughts for the people before we wrap up on, tell them what you would do if you were them showing up here tonight. Just unmute your line there.
Oh my goodness. That was awesome. Oh, I would say go borrow that money if you need to, go find it, go sell something. Like $997, that is nothing for the value that you are going to get, because wow, like literally 40 corporate sponsors would have never happened had we not gone through Millionaire Mentoring.
Yeah, we didn't even have the money ourselves. When we got involved with Millionaire Mentoring, we had to borrow the money. And it was a $1,600 price tag to get into that at the time. So if we can make it happen, guys, you guys can make it happen too. There shouldn't be no excuses or anything like that. If there's a will, there's a way. Make it happen.
Worth way more than that. Trust me.
Guys, I'm excited. I'm fired up for you. Guys, if you've been tuning in here to the broadcast tonight, you have just heard from a couple that has gone through Millionaire Mentoring that went from donating blood just to feed their family, to 40 corporate sponsors, traveling around the country in a huge RV, one of those things with the retractable things that come out, things like a rocket launcher. And they've written multiple books. They've created multiple courses, multiple different training programs, and they have their own reality TV show and a movie coming out. And I think actually that's been within 15 months, guys? Is that really the time?
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. That huge, yeah.
That gives you an idea, guys, of what's possible. What if? What if 2 words, 2 simple words can completely, totally change every aspect of your life? What if? What if that was you and your family? Click that link below, guys. Throw your hat over the wall. I'm excited for you. Guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side on Monday for the first training. Have a great night. Thanks a lot for showing up.